The ride to Mugahinga Irish potato multiplication farm on a steep landscape is bumpy and rough. Less than a kilometer away is Mount Muhavura. The weather here is wet and warm in the daytime and cooler at night. This type of climate favors the growth of Irish potatoes.
Currently we are planting chiniji like these ones here.
Sheba Hanyurwa has over 20 acres of the crop.
I've been growing potatoes all the way from my childhood because I used to work for my parents until I also in 1990s I started buying my own land, adding on what my parents gave me.
Irish potatoes are planted in ridges, especially in areas which receive lots of rain. This is to prevent the plants from being washed away. The potatoes are planted by inserting the tubers, which are the edible part of the plant, into the soil. It takes about 10 days for the bud to sprout through the soil.
It's when you start thinking about weeding, and there are two kinds of weeding, two ways. One, you can weed with the hoe adding more soil, or you can remove the weeds by hand.
After 6 weeks, the crop is sprayed. The type of pesticides used is determined by the weather. After 2 months, the potatoes start flowering. Their flowers are purple with delicate petals. The Irish potatoes mature in between 90 to 120 days.
You can decide to have the potatoes mature naturally, or you can trim off the leaves. And when you trim off the leaves, they harden. And then you don't have too much loss or damage during the harvesting.
But how do you tell that the potatoes are ready for harvesting?
When you see the flowering start dropping down, it's a sign that the tubers have started coming. The Irishes are on.
The harder the potatoes, the more marketable they are. During harvest, one should avoid stepping on them. The damaged ones should also be sorted out to prevent rotting. After harvesting, the potatoes are taken to a store, which according to Hanyurwa, should be well aerated and spacious enough depending on the quantity of the crop.
Put them outside or split them and pick up the ones that probably don't do well or they are getting rotten. And then you get them again. You can add on dry leaves or grass, and that one gives them a good shade so that they may not dust.
Hanyurwa says that each sack of Irish potatoes is sold for between 50,000 and 80,000 shillings. But middlemen sometimes exploit the farmers.
For him, he knows where the market is. For you as a farmer, you don't know where there is a market. Also, you don't have even transport. You have never transported to long distance. So you fear and you panic. You have to accept the price the middleman will give you.
Another of their challenges are the wild animals from the neighboring Mugahinga National Park.
The buffaloes escape because they come to eat the potatoes.
After harvesting, Hanyurwa plants wheat as a rotational crop.
This wheat is normally planted to add in nitrogen.
As his business grows, Hanyurwa makes plans for the future.
I am going to have an area where I will be multiplying seeds.
Hanyurwa harvests about 500 bags of Irish potatoes in a year, which earns him over 40 million shillings, from which he has achieved a lot.
I have bought these more than 100 acres of land. I managed to build a guest house in Kisoro town, which is called the Golden Monkey Guest House.
Sheba Hanyurwa says that he plans to tap other markets such as the neighboring Rwanda and Congo or DRC. With the ample rains and the fertile soils that Kisoro has, it still remains one of the biggest producers of Irish and with the great potential, and thus the future of this district remains bright. Sudhir Byaruhanga, NTV, Kisoro.